Ta-da! Well, today we are going to have a wonderful interview with a longtime friend of mine and the community, Sherman Bass. And Sherman has been with the city of Amarillo, growing in all kinds of aspects, and usually where entertainment's involved. But he's a very good friend. He's impressed me so much in the past because of always wanting to help nonprofits and the community, as well as through entertainment and education, all kinds of things. So uh, we've known each other since the 80s, and it's an honor to be able to introduce you today, Brant, especially because I love you both. I've known you both a long time, and I know your hearts and where you're going. So, Sherman, why don't you tell us where you are now, a little bit about your history so people will know, and
Sure.
or in case they've forgotten, they'll say, "Oh, that's how I know that guy."
That's what he's doing now.
That's all
Well,
we know.
first, thank you for having me on. I am thrilled to be here to talk about my full-time job as the film commissioner for Amarillo and my part of that job and a lot of volunteer time as the director of the Amarillo International Film Festival. And there's that nose.
Gotta say, this is one of my first gifts you ever gave me.
That's a Ringling Brothers nose. That's official.
Hey,
Thank you.
right.
I have a nose for circus. Anyway.
But
Anyway,
I
I
spent my life in my previous career as a facility manager and most recently retired from the city of Amarillo as the manager of the Amarillo Civic Center complex and had some stints in Asheville and Omaha and various nonprofits as well during those years. And I retired about 3.5 years ago and had had some health issues and thought I need to get past this and get well and did, thankfully, and then got really bored in retirement. And at the same time, the Amarillo Convention and Visitors Bureau, better known as Visit Amarillo, had made a decision to bring on a full-time film commissioner.
Oh, wow.
The office has always been recognized as a film commission with the state of Texas for like 40 years, but never had a full-time person taking that role on. And so I was fortunate to interview and be selected as the first full-time film commissioner right at 3 years ago, probably 3 years ago today, maybe even. I don't know if today's my anniversary or not, but I'm having a great time trying to sell Amarillo as a film location. It's easy to do. We have great people. We have beautiful sunrises and sunsets,
Mhm.
great, endless uh, horizons and views of the prairie. We've got the Powder Canyon, which is really unique for our area. Lots of draws and mesas and creeks and rivers, and it's just a joy to be able to sell Amarillo as a film location. And then at the same time as that was developing, we talked about, even in my interview, Amarillo has had various one-offs of film festivals, but
Hmm.
never an annual international film festival, and we made that a goal. I was hired to do that, and uh, within 6 months, I'd met Kate McSwain, who had just formed the Amarillo Film Society. I'd met another gentleman that had been talking about wanting to do a film festival, and we just got a bunch of people together and said, "Okay, let's figure this out and host the inaugural film festival in October of 2024."
I remember that.
Pretty exciting. Of course, Tyler Sheridan definitely knows the picturesque surroundings of Amarillo, the Panhandle, and with the Yellowstone. I remember the big buzz that was around when they came to town and
Mhm.
and such. And so you can't beat that big Texas sky, but you also can't beat the people of Amarillo. They're different than anywhere else in West Texas, and definitely different than they are in Dallas. I love them all, but there's something very, very special about the Panhandle people. And of course, I think you just get the best of both worlds. It's also very good too with lodging and other features and
Right.
a lot of restaurants for people who come to town and their crews, who need solid, good lodging and I think
You
everyone
know,
who comes to town, of course, needs to try eating that 72-ounce steak as well at the Big Texan. But
and yeah, and I love that you mentioned the lodging. Amarillo has over 7,000 hotel rooms, which is
Wow.
a crazy amount for a community our size. But being on I-24 and on I-27 and 87, and it's just the right place for hotels. And I just finished doing some research to update our facts that we share with producers and location managers. On an annual average, Amarillo is 36% less than anywhere else in the state for hotel rooms. And
Wow.
that's really remarkable. And that's not just the urban areas. We're not just considering the Austin downtown. We're talking
Right.
about their metro areas. Um, and Amarillo is so much easier to drive in when you do have to drive from location to location than
Right.
Dallas or Fort Worth or Austin or Houston or San Antonio. So that really is one of the things that make Amarillo attractive. But ultimately, what we really get filmmakers interested in is our landscapes.
Hmm.
A lot of people haven't even seen all the landscapes. They even live there.
Sure,
Oh my gosh, And we went to some locations too, and like a whole different planet. I believe northeast of Amarillo, and remind me of that place. But there's a lake there, a little rocky beach as well, and
you're probably thinking about Lake Meredith.
I sure am. There you go. There you go. I need some more coffee this morning, but I can very easily see why you could film anything, and it's not limited to westerns either.
That's
I
right.
mean,
Well, and Brent, we made the decision early on after I was hired to brand as the Greater Amarillo Film Commission. And
wow,
that's specifically because we really are talking about the entire Texas Panhandle. There are multiple communities in the Panhandle that have been designated film friendly by the Office of the Governor and the Film Office in Austin. And we can work closely with them to help facilitate projects. But ultimately, any project coming to Amarillo gets my assistance as long as they base their project in Amarillo, i.e., that's where most of the hotel rooms are. We are hot
excellent,
tax funded, and that's one of the goals is to grow our economy with the film economy and to grow our hotel stays. So,
very exciting.
but I'd love to tell you more about the film festival if you've got the time.
Please.
Yeah, I remember last year because you had red carpet. Is it
We
going to
had
be
some red carpet. You're right. We're going to have some red
at
carpet again.
Sunset Center again, or
Mhm.
is it
The
going to be?
entire thing will be at Sunset Center again. The difference this year is last year, everything was in one room. We had the VIP reception in the same room as all of the screenings with a small lobby. And we have doubled in size this year. We're using Sunset's Vermilion Room as our lobby and the VIP reception area, place to hang out between films or if you need to take a break. And then we'll have two screening rooms, the Horizons West Room, where it was located last year, as well as the Barrel Room, which will be a new discovery for many visitors to Arts in the Sunset. It's used more all the time, but they just started using it about a year and a half ago. And we're really happy to double in size. We went from 36 films last year to 62 films
Wow.
screening this year. We've got 11 features and 51 shorts over multiple blocks. We've got a couple of great education sessions I can tell you more about, but the first is with John Putch, a Hollywood director, that's going to lead a session on making the micro budget movie. And he's subtitled that the Anti Hollywood Seminar. And we're looking forward to that. And then on Saturday, we've got Fred Poston from the Texas Media Production Alliance and Stephanie Whalen, the Texas Film Commissioner, coming in to talk about filming in Texas and to talk about the incentives that grew dramatically in this past legislative session, as well as the resources to filmmakers in Texas.
Wow. Very exciting.
That took a lot of work to get all the presenters together. And also, I was thinking over the weekend that it was good timing for not only the reunion of you having this again, but also with Robert Redford passing away, that because he was really big into doing something just like this. And like you, his motives were pure. They want to help, that kind of thing. So, have you traveled a lot to get this to happen, or did you do most of it by phone and Zoom, or what did you do? How'd you
To
make
actually get our festival to happen, it's all done locally. A lot of phone calls and emails, etc. But to make some connections in the film world and to understand exactly how film festivals work and take away good and not so good, I've traveled to 3 or 4 festivals every year up until now. Um,
where have you gone?
I've been to Santa Fe, Austin, Lubbock, Fort Worth, going to El Paso tomorrow for the first time for their festival. And it has been, there's a publication called Movie Maker Magazine that's really a kind of the industry print thing for independent filmmakers, and it's tied around education and film festivals. And El Paso's film festival has received the top 50 festivals worth your submission fee from Movie Maker for like 2 or 3 years in a row. And then last year was ranked one of the top 25 festivals for fun, and based on the social activities that they provide, networking and after hours parties. And so I'm going to go check out El Paso this weekend.
Excellent. You know,
And
Amarillo
in
Film.
each of those festivals, sorry to interrupt you, Brent. Each of those festivals, I've gotten filmmakers interested in our festival enough to submit films, and some of those have been selected. And I mean, the ultimate goal is also to get filmmakers and producers to consider filming again in the greater Amarillo area. So I wear a lot of hats when I travel.
Excellent.
Well, does Patricia get to go with you?
No, she does
No,
not get to go with me.
she just gets to see pictures and stories. So,
Oh, the Amarillo Film Society. I'm there right now on Facebook, and I encourage everyone to go to it. It's got the
The
same
Film
graphic.
Society is, yeah, they are great. Kate McSwain, I mentioned earlier, formed the Film Society. Uh, this year, the partnership to produce it is between the Film Commission and the Film Society. They do a lot of the fundraising, they find the volunteers, but she's active year round. The Film Society does pop up events, fundraisers. They help promote other film projects that maybe they're not directly producing, but wanting to spread the word. And she's got a lot of good ROI on her Facebook. And then the film festival has a Facebook and Instagram as well. And I'd be remiss if I don't throw it out there a couple of times. www.amarillofilmfestival.com. You can see all the details of the schedule, the selections. You can click on the selected films and read a movie maker bio and a short description of the film. So you can
Excellent.
plan your whole weekend by looking over that schedule.
I'm there right now. Very family friendly site and user friendly as well. Go ahead, DJ.
no, I'm so proud. I'm so proud. I'm glad that you're getting to do this in your life. This is wonderful because you're growing it and you're kind of making it your own, but that's the way you roll. I mean, you've always been successful in whatever you've done, and you always put a lot of thought behind it. I've benefited from your thought,
Well,
and
thank you.
I still reap the benefits of it. I've still got a relationship with the Civic Center, and you started it. Really going good. Chris did, and you did. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Uh, who would you say is the most interesting person in the industry that you've met, whether they're in front or behind the camera, whatever?
That I've actually met and kind of have a relationship with is the director that's coming, John Putch.
Mm-hmm.
He is I want to say he has 60 plus directing credits over the past 20 years, television and film. Some of it is he's really proud of, and some of it he had to make his living. And uh, before that, he had about a 20-year career as an actor. He grew up, his father ran a summer theater in Pennsylvania, and he grew up, hanging out at the theater in the summers and then working and getting cast in shows. And you might know his mother is Jean Stapleton.
Wow, how
Yeah.
cool.
So he's got a lot of fun memories and a lot of
Auntie.
connections.
Sorry.
And he's going to have so much fun with his workshop. He's going to use one of his independent features that he made as an example of how to make that micro budget film. And he does a tremendous job. It's worth a 1 day pass just to hear his seminar on Friday.
Wow.
Wow, very exciting. Another fantastic guest, GJ, and I'm looking forward to joining these and looking at the sites as well. And of course, on the AmarilloFilmFestival.com, looks like you have things, narrative features right there, things that have been done in association with Amarillo, and documentary features as well. I'm excited to go through these. And a lot of Amarillian citizens may not know all the great things that have been produced. For
And I will say this was an international film festival, so about seven of the films out of the 62 were made in Amarillo and the area. The
Wow.
Wow.
remainder, we have Austria, Canada, Guatemala, Mexico, Russia, Spain, and the UK all represented. Other states, California, Colorado, Illinois, uh, New Mexico, New York, Oklahoma, Rhode Island, Utah, and then all over the state of Texas, from Amarillo down to the furthest is West Laco down on the border, and everywhere in between. So it's a lot of fun. 92 filmmakers have confirmed they're coming. That means filmmaker or producer or combination. Some of the films have two or three coming. So it's a great networking opportunity, a great opportunity for locals to see great film, all genres, all categories, as you were mentioning, Brent. And I will say that it's not for kids. None of these have been rated by the Motion Picture Association. They're independent films that haven't been picked up yet. But for the most part, they're, I would say, PG-13.
Mhm.
There's some language in several of them, especially our student productions. Those college students uh, I've been watching a lot of Taylor Sheridan, I think.
Good deal. Fantastic. Fantastic. Well,
How would you like people in this area to get involved in what you do, to support it, etc., even when we're not having a big festival? Because
Well,
this is
there are
going to
two
be on
great ways. DJ,
this.
I'm glad you asked that. Our film commission website is visitamarillo.com/film. And on there, we have two directories, a locations directory and a production directory. And the locations, and both are self-submitted. I can't add you, you've got to add yourself. But if you have a business or a home that you'd like to see in the movies or a television show or a commercial, add it to our locations directory. That is where location managers and producers that are wanting to film here look for their locations, and we'd love to have you add. And on the production directory, it's not for talent, so it's not actors, but anything else related to a film, from on the set crew, from production assistants, photographers, cameramen, uh, just went bring to grips and best boys and all of those things you think about film, to vendors that support film, security, printing companies, uh,
Catering.
uh, dry cleaners, and just about any barricade companies, just about anything you can think of that would be related to a large special event that's probably related to a large film project coming to town. So we'd love to have community members, again, the locations directory or the production directory, and come out and support the film festival. The more it grows, the more we'll see uh, more significant filmmakers participating both in seminars and submitting their films. And I have to say, I wasn't going to plug it today, but one of the features it's showing is called Omaha, and it's showing out of competition. And the reason it is it has been picked up for distribution beginning in November. And I don't know that it would win or get nominated, but it's possible it could get nominated for Academy or Golden Globe Awards. And
Wow.
so we'd love to, for a lot of people to come out and see Omaha and say they saw it here first. It debuted. It was this filmmaker's first feature, and it debuted at Sundance, and then it won the Dallas International Film Festival and a lot of other festivals before it got picked up. And now that it's picked up for distribution, again, it won't compete, but it will definitely uh, be a highlight of the weekend.
Wow. That's
And it's a
really
beautiful story.
well. And the neat thing about this also is there's going to be people who are going to watch this YouTube video later on. They'll say, oh darn, I missed the festival. But they can still get involved, and that's why I wanted you to talk
Good.
about how they can support it and know you also that you're head of the ship here, so that they can see who the face is.
Well,
Uh,
thank you.
I want to help you promote it. I like working with you and see what we can do because I love Amarillo area. We're the newcomer service also for the area. Since 1981, we started out as a newcomer service, and then we do all the business stuff now too. But it's still so important when people are making a transfer to another place. You need to know who to do what with and who's trustworthy. And that's one of the things that's really been great with our company is the fact that we have kept it where it's really clean. You can trust the people we represent. And you haven't been one of them, and we'll help however we can. I know that this is going to be a growth thing, and I'm so very proud of you having this. I'm proud for our city having you do this, and I'm proud for you doing it.
Another great
Thank
Amarillo citizen. We thank you so much for joining us, Sherman. And folks, get involved. Another great reason to get involved with Amarillo and the Panhandle. And it's only getting better. So we'll see you next time.
Thank
thank
you.
you.